another video. Erik Ten Hag's been absolutely scathing on this Manchester United squad, saying it's not good enough. We're going to give our thoughts and opinions on it. You get involved as well in the comments below. Smash that like button, share today's video, and we're nearly on that 50k subscribers mark, Reds. Big thank you to everyone out there who subscribes and views the videos. If you can share the videos, share it with your auntie, your uncle, your relatives, your neighbours, your newspaper shop, anybody, Tony, the pub landlord. Let's get us up to that 50k, and we'll promise we'll do a live video for you where you all can get involved. Before then, Tony, we're going to talk about today's video with Erik Ten Hag. This squad's not good enough. I'm going to throw the video up right up now for you. You have a listen, and we'll have a listen too.
And because only good for me is good enough, and in this moment, by far, we are not that good. We have seen on Sunday, and we have to do much better. And especially, I think the main problem is, and that is what we did in games before, much better intensity. We have to bring every game the intensity on the pitch. And that was the big difference between City and us.
Pretty blunt assessment there, Tony, from the manager, Erik Ten Hag. But if you're a Manchester United player and you're hearing them comments from your manager, what's your immediate reaction to that?
Well, in that dressing room there, you're either in the camp or you're out of it. The players in that squad know who aren't good enough. They already know. And this Ten Hag is letting everybody know he's the new manager. He's come into a squad. It's not good enough. There is deadwood in there. There is people who are against, who have got ideas on where they're going. Certainly some of them are not going along on the journey with Ten Hag, and Ten Hag knows that. He's trying to get the best out of the squad. But he's also letting the media know, I'm the new manager. This is going to take time. He's also letting us fans know, right, it's going to take time. There's nothing really he can do until he gets the squad he wants. And that's going to take 18 months. We spoke about that before. That's how I see it. Don't expect miracles here. Don't expect trophies here until I get my own squad. That's what he's saying, especially after the ammonia game. How, with a squad like that and a team like that performing, he expects to win a trophy in the Europa League. I can't see it. He alludes to the City game. City are the best team, and we're nowhere near it. And he knows some of these players aren't up to it. But what can he do? He has to build his own squad, and it will take time. And he's just reminding everyone, he's the new manager. He's here for a reason, because the other managers and the squad, what he's inherited, weren't good enough. And Manchester United have brought him in to deal with it.
Take a deep breath, because I'm going to come straight back at you here now. I asked you that question on what your immediate reaction would be if you was a United player, because, Tony,
right,
we've seen a good group of these players who are still here, who have got form under previous managers like Ranić, Solskjaer, and especially Jose Mourinho, that when they're called out publicly as a squad or as individuals, they tend to throw the managers under the bus, Tony.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Could this happen again?
Could it happen again? I don't think so. I think what will happen is some of these players, when they've heard that, who aren't on board, they'll just shrug their shoulders. They've no shame, some of these footballers nowadays. I'm not saying Manchester United players. I'm saying footballers in general. They'll just shrug their shoulders. They know what they're doing. No, they'll just collect the wage. They'll put a bit of effort in to suit themselves, not Manchester United. That's what they do, shrug their shoulders. They've done it for years, and there is still some of them in that squad, what are there, what aren't on the journey, who actually don't care about what Manchester United means to us as fans.
He did mention at least a couple of times in that video the word intensity, and we've definitely not seen that over the last two games against Ammonia and Manchester City.
No, that's true.
So when you're looking at them two performances, what players are you picking out where you'd think, yeah, he means him, he means that player, he means that player?
Well, I'm not really wanting to pinpoint a individual yet, because I still think there's time to see if anyone does change their opinion and the way they play, because there is a few what aren't right up to it. I look at Rashford. I look at Rashford in the City game. Non-existent. Ammonia, different quality though. And we praised Rashford for coming on, turning round with intensity. So, can he do it against the big teams? Can he do it just against teams like Ammonia and all that? That's what I'm looking at. 2 games in 4 or 5 days, and Rashford was completely different in both games. So what is it? Can he do it in the big games? Has he lost it? I don't know.
That's what I mean. I was just going to ask you there, to be honest, that do you think us as fans or the media have hyped Rashford up too much as, the expectations on him to be this great player, and he's just not that player we all think he is, Tony? Or do you think it is something mentally in his head where he is suffering from confidence in big games with the expectation?
The media will always hype up Manchester United, any individual, right? So they can bring him down. But you look at Rashford. Rashford is not an exceptional player. He's a good player.
Yeah.
That's what he is. He's a good player, and he's not exceptional. That's how I see him. Is he good enough for Manchester United going forward? Has he got the right attitude? To be perfectly honest with you, it's been lapse at times and been poor. Let's see if he changes.
With Ten Hag's comments there, I want to play a little bit of devil's advocate here with you, Tony.
You mean you're going to stick it on me?
Yeah, I'm going to stick it right on your toes here, and I think everyone else loves to see that, to be honest. But, he spent £220 million there in the transfer window.
Yeah.
These players in this squad, like, let's say, your Luke Shaws, who have won Player of the Seasons, Adam Maguire, we have seen good form from Adam Maguire, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and the list goes on where we've got Champions League winners in this squad, players who've also won trophies on the international stage. With him saying this squad isn't that good, well, surely we've seen this squad perform and be good, Tony. So isn't it the manager's responsibility to get the best out of these players?
Yeah, he can try and get the best out of these players, like you've mentioned, Adam Maguire, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, but it might not be good enough for what Ten Hag wants. That's the problem. They might not be good enough to suit his style and what he wants out of them. And that's what I think the problem is. And that's why in 18 months' time, them three players, especially what you've mentioned, you might not see here because they cannot adapt. That's what Ten Hag must be thinking. And he's going to have time to bring in the players.
Yeah, Anthony Martial, obviously pre-season, you don't win any trophies in that. Well, actually, we did, didn't we? Was it some Bangkok Cup or something?
Yeah.
But we don't win any trophies in it, let's have it right. Anthony Martial, coming into this season as well, he's someone who looks like he's focused, looks happy, performing well on the pitch as well with his goals.
You can say that about a few players. They look happy, they look focused, and then you can, in the same breath...
But do you not think, no, we've seen a different Martial to what we've seen in the previous, let's say, couple of seasons?
You've seen Martial behave like that, looking as though he wants it, training and playing football. And then you see Martial just basically down tools, bad attitude, wants out, his agent wants out, and now he's back here. Well, the thing is, you don't get the consistency with Anthony Martial. You have got a touch of class with Anthony Martial, especially when he's in that box. But the thing is, there is no inconsistency. So will he be there on the journey? I actually don't think so. I think Ten Hag wants more from a centre-forward. And Martial, at the end of the day, his attitude sometimes isn't what Manchester United need.
Do you think when he's giving that assessment, on the actual Manchester United squad, he's including some of the youth players there? Because as we are seeing in the Europa League, he is including like your likes of Zidane Iqbal, your Alejandro Garnacho. We've seen Charlie McNeil in the Sheriff squad when we played away over there. And do you think he's got faith in the youth players here at Manchester United where he thinks they're good enough to get a spot in the first team?
I think what he's doing is introducing these youngsters. I mean, I'd love the youngsters to come on, and I thought they should have come on in the Europa League. But I think what he's doing is just introducing them into the squad. And I think, to be honest with you, he's waiting till the end of the season, next season, to bring them on and then start them. I don't think he wants them on the pitch now in case it goes pear-shaped. I honestly do.
Do you think it could be, he's thinking it could have like a detrimental...
if we start losing, detrimental.
Yeah, detrimental.
I think that's what is in his thinking, to be honest, because if he introduces these players and they lose a few games, the pressure builds. And then where does he go? Does he go back to the people who he's dropped, who are basically going to throw him under the bus? Problems here. He has to stick with the players he's got there, especially in the league. He has to stick with him and he has to get results. He knows the danger here.
Do you know what, though? When I'm listening to his comments, I'm not like that worried about the whole situation, or if you know what I mean. Where,
no.
Training,
don't worry about it.
Yeah, but the roof's on.
Don't worry.
But yeah, when I'm looking at it, I'm not that worried because I know it's a rebuild. I've always looked at it
Yes,
when
that's
Ten Hag
right.
come in, and I thought to myself, this is going to take time. This is going to take at least 2 to 3 years for him to get his squad of players in, and then it's up to him. Then it's all on his shoulders to then get the style of play, the performances, and challenge for trophies that we expect as fans.
I'm not expecting anything from this squad trophy-wise. I'm expecting Ten Hag to rebuild it and get his own team, and we'll all see in 18 months' time. And he is right. The squad is not good enough. When it competes against City like it did, we can't be 20 points, 30 points behind City. It has to improve. Ten Hag knows it's going to take time. Thank you.